So last night, where we left off is I was gonna show you guys the lava formation that had been, this was in the hinterlands of our server. And if you'll notice, this sandy beach turns out not to be sand. It has been completely re-excavated and turned into endstone here. Let's see. Wait, what do you get endstone with? Yeah, so all this is endstone. And we've got a sort of dreamscape escape going on here. Oh, hello. Yes, get homework done if you need to get homework done. Absolutely. Oh, and here we have a wandering trader. What do they have for sale? White dye, light gray dye, red mushrooms, and bucket of pufferfish. I don't need any of that. But as promised, lava. So this here goes all the way down to bedrock. And we have been filling it in. This is the start of a new town, and the new town's main feature is going to be this lava pit right in the center of town. And I just think it looks really cool. So my friend Owls made this, Owls for All, and she has a YouTube channel that she would like me to plug, which is Owls for Minecraft. Hello. Oh, I have not seen the Dremel mod. What is the Dremel mod? It's actually a map. Oh, cool. Turns Minecraft into an RPG. That sounds like fun. I have done a lot of RPG playing in my day. All right. Let's get the skeleton. And now the trick is, can I find my way back to home? And the topic, the topic for tonight is, someone brought it up yesterday, and I had actually already planned to do a stream on that, but that is video game addiction. How do you tell the difference between when you just are a gamer and when you're actually addicted to gaming? And I probably should have started talking about that topic sometime during the day when I'm not, about to die. I will have to check out that map. Okay, I can't watch the chat and game at the same time. This is not good. Let's eat. And hopefully I have blocks on me. Yes, I do. Although it might be a little safer down here. And once again, I am now totally turned around, but at least it's almost daytime. Yeah, I will have to check out that map. And, okay, let's see here. I really don't want to have to go make myself a little house. At least I don't have any baby zombies right near me. Okay, catch fire already. It's morning. Okay, there we go. Kill the zombies. And if I recall the way back home... No, wait. That's the way to the beach. So this is the way home from the beach. And if I follow this river, I should be able to get back home eventually. Yes, but let's eat. And now that I have a safe moment, I'm going to put a link in the chat for anybody who's interested. There we go. So that's my talking points for the evening, is how do you know if you're addicted to gaming versus just enjoy gaming? And they've got a self-assessment on there, and there's no one set of things that's right with respect to, like, how do you know that you've got a problem? How many answers do you need correct? But it's more of a set of guidelines of, does gaming totally dominate your life in an unhealthy way? Or is it just a fun thing that you're doing, especially when we're all stuck inside for the pandemic, when it could be, you know, another year or two that we are stuck inside for the pandemic. So we've got to find ways to socialize with one another while we're still at home, or at least if we want to do it safely. So do you set rules or limits for gaming and then break them? Oh, drat, I can't read the whole thing. I gotta move this over. Okay. Do you set rules or limits for gaming and then break them, playing longer or more frequently than intended? So sometimes you make a plan for, this is what I'm going to do today, and you do just that, and then sometimes you go longer and farther. Do you lose hours of sleep to gaming? Well, who hasn't done that, right? But do you lose it in a way that's affecting the rest of your life? And are you able to function on the sleep that you're getting? If you're staying up way too late gaming all the time, that could indicate a problem. Do you skip or neglect self-care? Cooking, eating, bathing, cleaning, shopping, exercise, etc. when gaming? And that's another big sign. If you are spending days not eating healthy foods because you're gaming, that could be a problem. But if you're, if you play a game for a few hours, take a break and do something else fun, that's not a problem. It's just one of many healthy activities you do. Do you find yourself gaming whenever you have free time? Well, what gamer doesn't really, but if it's a problem that there is nothing else in your life other than gaming, that could be an issue. Have you ever sworn off a game, uninstalled it, and later returned to it? Sometimes you recognize you've got a problem with a game, and that's a good thing, is recognizing you've got a problem. But then if you can't get away from it, then that is an issue. If you can't stop anytime you want. Do you often relive gaming experiences or think about future ones? So that's one of their questions, and I suppose that could indicate addiction, but it could also indicate, you're just having fun, because gaming is fun. I certainly, oops, I'm slowing down because I'm hungry. Sometimes games make really good stories, and it's all about the stories you can tell, and tell those stories with your friends. A friend of mine, we were at a party recently, like not a physical party, an online gaming party for gaming friends, and she recounted the story of a game of Apples to Apples that we had played literally 20 years earlier, because it was just such a fun experience and everybody there was having such a good time. And some of that can be healthy, but if those are the only experiences you have, then you worry. Wait, is this the right way? There used to be torches on the right path. Well, here we are now. Yay, I found it. Okay. What happened to all my torches? Okay. Have you ever used sick days or vacation days? Or skipped school for gaming? And I could see if there's something important going on, like if you've got an MMORPG and there's a big event, and you're using your vacation days from work, that you can spend your vacation how you want, great. But when you're using your sick days from work, that could be a problem. And if you're skipping school for gaming, that is definitely a problem. School is important, and it gives you the opportunity, if you work hard in school and, you know, get your degree, get your education so that you've got skills, then that allows you to get a job that allows you to have more freedom in your life to choose when you're going to game. It gives you extra options in life. Okay, let's see here. Reset my spawn point. This is not the right chest. So the next question they've got is, has gaming taken the place of any hobbies or sports you used to enjoy? Well, given that we are in the midst of the pandemic and we can't go out and do all the things that we used to enjoy, I would have to say definitely yes. But there's sort of a big social reason for that. There we go. There's a big social reason for that being, you know, pandemic. So that one applies less than usual for right now. Have you come into contact, has your contact with in-person friends and family declined significantly since gaming? And I would have to say it has declined significantly since pandemic, but gaming is one of those ways that I personally have been able to connect more with friends and family through gaming during the pandemic. We have a bunch of friends that do online gaming, you know, every couple of weeks, and I have spent more time with them than when we were in person and we were all too busy to get together. Have you ever taken a break from gaming and then binged uncontrollably upon your return? That does sound like a problem when they use the word binged, but if it's just something you enjoy, it's when you enjoy it to the neglect of other things that gaming is a problem. Have you ever... Or do you feel irritable and restless when away from games for some time? So this is a pretty good indicator sign that something not so great might be going on, because it's important to be able to function in more than one context. And if you can't attend class or attend a lecture or a social function without thinking about when am I going to game, then that's an indication that it's worth it to work on your social skills and your skills of being able to do things other than game. And I know it's hard because as an introvert myself, it's much easier to interact with the computer than it is to interact with people. But one of the things you learn over time is that people actually are important, even if it doesn't feel like it initially. And it's important to be capable of forcing yourself to interact with people. And these skills take practice. Like, it really does take practice to learn how to interact with people. And so if you never do it, you don't get any better at it. And some of the things that you can do when you're interacting with people in real life, like, there are certain common conversations you can have with people that you don't know very well or don't like very well, and they're sort of a part of the human experience. So if you're having trouble talking to people in real life and you can't think of anything to talk to people about other than gaming, then try these. There's the pet conversation. You can talk about your pets or their pets, or pets that you once had, or pets that you wished you had. But people always like to open up and talk about pets. And another conversation that frequently works well is, I saw this YouTube video and it was really funny. And there have been memes made about whenever that conversation starts and one person shares a YouTube video that they like, everyone else is standing around thinking to themselves, oh, but you gotta see this one. I know which one we should play next. And having common experiences like that, where people are standing around sharing things that they think are funny, is a great way to spend time with other people and bond with people and talk about things that aren't gaming. Unless, of course, it's a gaming YouTube video, but why isn't this picking up? I have space. I think I'm just laggy. But, oh. Well, I am very laggy. Okay. Hopefully my stream is still going. Yes, this is a official realm. Oh, please have my stuff populate into my inventory. Yes, okay. There we go. That was weird. All right, yay, stream is still going. Excellent. I have no idea what happened there, if that was a glitch on my internet or Microsoft Realms or what. And thank you, chat, for being here. I know you're still there. I don't know, is this topic boring? Should I pick something else? I'm just reading through stuff. I can follow your interest. Let's see here. Yes, do you feel irritable and restless when away from games for some time? So yeah, that's a good one. If you can't go camping and take a break, that's a problem. If you don't like camping and taking a break from, being connected to the internet, that's one thing. If not liking it is one thing, but not being able to is a different one. So you have to say to yourself, is this something I would do if it was important to those around me? Or is it something that I just can't handle? All right, yeah, it's not terribly interactive, but it's just a good thing to think about. All right, let's see here. Where was I? Do you forget or neglect appointments, responsibilities, deadlines in work, school, or family when gaming? That's definitely a big one. If you're unable to handle the other aspects of your life because of gaming, then that means it's gone from gaming as a fun hobby to gaming could be an addiction that you need some help for. And you can start off with self-help of, I'm just going to make these changes in my life to not make this a problem for me. But if the self-help isn't cutting it, sometimes you need more help than just self-help. And there's this website that I put in the chat there, then that is a good self-help website that's got groups for people to just talk about their gaming experiences and help each other make healthy choices. Life is all about making choices, and sometimes you need to make healthy choices. And let's see here. I've put this chest in the sky so that the creepers stop blowing up my chest. I have no idea where the creepers are coming from, and yet still they come from time to time and blow up my chests. When anxious, upset, or depressed, do you soothe yourself with games or plans to game? That's an interesting one, because everybody's got things that they do to self-soothe. And if gaming is one of many tools in your toolbox, you're probably okay. But if gaming is the only thing in your life that makes you happy, then it's time to consider how can you change what's going on in your life so that there's more than one thing that allows you happiness. Really? Hi, zombie. This is very weird. I have the streaming interface up, and it's kind of interfering with what I can see in my Minecraft. So I'm having difficulty switching to the appropriate tool that I'm using. This is why I'm mostly doing boring tasks while streaming, because it doesn't take quite as much thought as doing meaningful things. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Okay, you know what? Let me move where this window is so I stop getting distracted. I've got my Minecraft window is on top of the streaming window that shows what the stream is showing, and just underneath it is like my Minecraft window is smaller than the streaming window, so I can see the outline of my inventory, but it's partially covered up. So I kept looking at the streaming window's partially covered up inventory instead of my real inventory and getting confused. So just so you know, that's what was going on there. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh yeah, and anxious. So I was going to talk about anxiety. That'll be a topic for a different night, but I have lots of techniques to deal with anxiety. So have you ever skipped real-world social plans that you were looking forward to in order to game more? That's obviously another sign that gaming could be, you could be doing it too much, and it's the gaming in control, and it's those, I mean, gaming, especially some games, where is that witch coming from? Okay, I'm gonna have to place more torches over here. Oh, and all my cows are dead. Okay, well, let's do this. And let's go get someplace safe. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, have you ever skipped real-world social plans you were looking forward to in order to game more? Though that's a problem sign. And it's important to be able to do more than one thing. Now, you can still do most of your things being the thing you like best, but it's important to have choices, because sometimes there will come a time when the gaming that you're doing, it gets upsetting. Like maybe you've reached a wall in the highest thing you can achieve, Or if you're a socializer, then maybe the social bit isn't going very well. Or, you know, if you game to PK, the PK consequences have gotten too tough. And sometimes it just doesn't feel good to do the game that you've been doing for a while. And so you've got to have different things in your life that you can also use to enjoy life and have a good time. It can't all be gaming. Let's see, have you ever gamed in inappropriate or unsafe situations? In class, at work, while driving? Now, obviously, when you're attending class in person, that's a real problem. And it's probably not such a good idea to game when you're attending class virtually either. Like, somebody's paying for that. Somebody's paying for that teacher, whether it's you or your parents or, you know, taxes on the government. But respect your teachers. Don't game while they're trying to teach you stuff. Unless they've told you, okay, class, everybody take a 10-minute break now. Let's see. And obviously, like, if you're gaming while driving, that's a serious problem. That is a bad choice, as we like to say in my family. Do not make bad choices. Because people die when people are distracted while driving. So, let's see here. Do you get very angry when something or someone interrupts a game? I suddenly had images of Tommy on stream getting mad at his parents when he's streaming, but I think that's a little bit different. In his case, that's work. But it's appropriate to talk to the people you live with about what's appropriate and inappropriate for interruptions. Because to people who aren't gamers, they're like, dude, you're just playing a game. Why are you so upset? And you're like, but I was just about to get a personal best speed run. And you walked in front of me right when I was killing the dragon or something. And other people just don't understand sometimes. And so if you're experiencing being upset, that's one thing. But if you can't calm yourself down to look at it from their perspective, then that's a bit of an issue. So obviously, like, it's good if you can, I guess the important thing is have good communications with those around you. Like, it's really important to communicate with the people you live with and let them know what's important to you and listen to what's important to them. If they say something like, I'm making this fancy dinner and it all comes out of the oven at a set time, and it's important that you eat it at the time when it's all hot, because trying to make dinner and get all the pieces ready at the same time is actually really hard. And if you're unable to respect the people that you live with and what they're doing with respect to having meals together and things like that, then that's kind of a problem. But if you're talking to each other and say, yeah, I'm going to be playing this game, I'll be done at about this time. When I'm done, how about we make dinner together? That's different. And if you can talk to one another and respect one another, it just makes life go much more smoothly and turns gaming not into a problem. Have you ever felt regret after a gaming binge? I suppose that's a thing a person could feel. And especially if you're doing it, I don't know if anybody ever watched The Guild. It's a series on YouTube, and the lady skips her sister's wedding in order to game all weekend. And she doesn't regret it at all, but it's really, really funny. And yes, if you guys haven't watched it yet, and oops. Okay, that was interesting, zombie. If you haven't watched it yet, then that is a really good. The Guild is a really funny, good series on YouTube. Came out a long time ago now, but I used to play MMORPGs like that, and so many of those things. Let's just say it's a very good character. I mean, it's obviously it's a movie and it takes things to extremes, but it is shamefully accurate in some of its respects. But it's done in a really funny way. Let's see here. So yes, those people might have gaming addiction problems in the Guild, definitely. Let's see here. Have you ever felt regret after a gaming binge? Do you hide or lie about your gaming? That would be a big sign. Again, it's about communication with those people that you live with. And if you're feeling the need to hide things, then that means that you're not communicating honestly and openly. And that means that you can't, you're not functioning the way that a properly functioning person should. Now, if other people are being unreasonable, then there's all sorts of what ifs that go into that. But the main thing is communication. Communicating with the people around you. And sometimes that's not possible. But most of the time, it is. So try hard to make it possible. Let's see here. Have you ever had a moment when you really wanted to stop gaming to do something else, but just could not? That would indeed be a problem if you just can't stop. And do you feel guilt around your gaming? And certainly, if you're not feeling right, then that's not good. All right. Yeah, do you feel guilt and shame around your gaming? Okay. Let's see here. Most of us who now identify as gaming addicts answer yes to many of those questions. If you had answered yes to several of them, consider listening to our stories, seeing how much you have in common with us, and experimenting with the methods we've used to turn our lives around. You might consider these additional questions while thinking about obsessive and compulsive behavior you might have had around gaming and its effects on your life. Do you push your friends to play more than they want to? What is making... Oh, that's the hopper. Okay. Do you push your friends to play more than you want to? Do you make sure you have a mobile gaming device for trips away from home? Either trips to the grocery store, or either long vacations, or grocery store runs. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So many kids these days can't seem to function even for a short period of time without having something to entertain them. And I don't think that's a problem with the games per se, but more it's the mindset of constantly seeking external mental stimulation. And I think that some of that can be a problem. But it's like, it's not always a problem. It's like you have to be capable of standing in the grocery store line without playing a game. But standing in the grocery store line while playing a game isn't necessarily a problem. And right now, during the pandemic, why on earth are you going to the grocery store if you can get groceries delivered? But that's just me. Most people are not as paranoid as our family is about germs and getting sick. But if you don't go to the grocery store, you do have more time to game. Let's see here. Have you ever regretted the amount of money you spent on the game? And that comes with one of the addiction behaviors is not making good choices about where you spend your money. So that can be a problem if you spend more than you intend to. At some point, I'll have a stream just on budgeting. Let's see here. Have you... Do you eat while gaming or forget to eat while gaming? That could be a problem. And have you ever stolen money or anything else for gaming? That is definitely a problem. Like, if you're resorting to criminal behaviors, that's really not good. Oops. Okay. And it looks like... There we go. Oh. And not eating or forgetting to eat. So that goes back to self-care. Now, there are times, like I could see when Technoblade was doing his 24... Was it Technoblade or Illumina? God, now I can't remember. Who was doing his 24-hour stream on beating every version of Minecraft in one sitting. Then, you know, that's something that he was doing especially just for fun and with a goal and a plan. And that's a one-time special event. Kind of like those runners who run 100-mile races and they spend a whole day running 100 miles. That's one thing, but if it's happening all the time, then that's a problem. Let's see here. Do you... Are most of your friends gamers? And I don't really see the problem with having most of your friends being gamers. This might be written from the perspective of somebody who's not a gamer, but one of the great things about growing up and getting older is that you can pick who your friends are. And you can pick to spend more time with people that are people that you choose as opposed to people that you're forced to be with due to school or your parents' contacts. And gamers tend to like to spend time with other gamers, so I don't see the problem with that. Now, it's important to still be respectful of other people who are different from you. And it's nice to have something in your life that brings you into contact with people who are different from you. Whether that's a different kind of activity or a different social engagement. But it's nice to be like a volunteer engagement. It's nice to have contact with different sorts of people so that you don't get to living in a bubble and think that everybody in the world is the same way. But if most of your friends are gamers, I kind of don't have a problem with that, but you know. Oh, we have another random trader. Hello, random trader. What have you got? Packed ice. I believe I was supposed to buy packed ice next time I saw a random trader. Okay. There we go. That was on the shopping list. Thank you, random trader. Have a good day. But please get out of my field. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go sleep. Keep the phantoms away. All right, let's see here. Are most of your friends gamers? Are gaming stories the most exciting topics of conversation for you? Yes. Okay. Well, sometimes there should be. It's important to be capable of talking about more than one thing. But if you have a thing that you like best, it's kind of like if you have a favorite flavor of ice cream, and every time you're offered ice cream, you pick that flavor, then that's not a problem. But if the only thing you ever eat ever is the same flavor of ice cream, then that can be a problem. You need to eat more than just ice cream in your life. There we go. Okay, do you read or watch many game-related guides, articles, and videos? And again, I don't see that as that much of a problem. I'm trying to stay on my soul speed path here. Again, it's all about moderation. But especially if you're studying and improving yourself through gaming by studying and becoming a better gamer, like I think of it as it's better to study and improve your skills than to just stay doing the same thing again and again and again. So, to take what I'm doing right now, I am harvesting wheat and eventually, like, I'm trying to get enough emeralds so that when we make a beacon, we'll be able to make a beacon out of packed emeralds because they're renewable and easier to get than, say, iron or something. And I'm also trying to stream at the same time as talking, which is complicated, so the thing that I'm doing here in-game is not complicated. And I am not much improving my Minecraft skills while I'm doing this. But if I was still doing this every day for 10 years and just harvesting wheat, that would be kind of a problem. I wouldn't be improving my skills and becoming better. So reading articles and magazines about improving your skills, I see that as a good thing if you're a gamer. But probably shouldn't be the only thing that you do. Let's see here. Do you fear a life without gaming? That could be a problem if it's something that you actually are afraid of, although it's hard to see in our present day how that might come about, but maybe you've got family members who see a problem with the gaming and would have problems with it. I'm just trying to think of that, but yeah, do you envy people who can game in moderation? Yeah, sometimes people do have addictive tendencies and can't stop and can't do it in moderation. And if that's you, then maybe you do need to get help. And I don't know, because this is not my area of expertise. If you can't game in moderation, then do you need to go cold turkey? The way people who are on, I mean, pretty much if you're doing illegal drugs, then okay, cold turkey isn't always the best way to do it, but you need to not be doing illegal drugs. It's very hard for people who are addicted to do just some. And I don't know how gaming is on that spectrum for some people. I think many people can game in moderation and have a healthy gaming life, but some people can't. And if that's you, then you have to figure out how to have a happy life outside of gaming. And let's see, have you put spending on games ahead of your financial responsibilities? Yes, that would indicate a problem. Do you find yourself bored with most everything else in life? And yeah, that could be an issue. If you don't like doing anything else other than gaming, then that could be a problem. And that's why it's important to actively cultivate other hobbies other than just gaming. Like, gaming is good and gaming is fun, but gaming should be a part of the whole person, not the entirety of the whole person. Sorry, I was trying to read and then I got off track here. Do you prefer your game character identity to your own real life identity? That's an odd question, but I mean, fantasy stuff is fun, but it's important to try to love yourself as you are. Do you find yourself bored with most everything else in life? And again, that's where spending too much time just on games and not spending time doing things other than games can be a problem. But pandemic, the other choices of things that we could do in life are not really that big right now. So if you like doing other things, but you can't do other things, I'm not quite sure where that falls. When you're stuck at home and the only options that you have are things that you can do in your house, and gaming is one of those things, I think that's a little bit different when you have other choices of, I could go out and play tennis, or I could go out and go skateboarding, or I could go out and do all these other things like bike riding and hiking and other fun stuff. Now, I guess most people aren't spending quite as much time in the house as my family, so most people probably can go out and go for a bike ride or go for a hike. That would be so nice. I haven't been for a hike in so long. But yes, if you're not thinking to yourself, it would be fun to go out and go for a hike and see nature, then maybe there might be a problem. Have you put spending on games ahead of your other financial responsibilities? I think we did that one. Have you gained weight since becoming a gamer? Yes. So weight management is definitely a problem for many gamers, and I mean, good health is important. A gamer friend of mine passed away this pandemic, not of the pandemic, but just of natural causes, and it was kind of sad. He was my age, and his heart just gave out, and he spent most of his time gaming, and most of his time eating potato chips and other, like, he did not have a very healthy diet at all. And he died in the middle of a raid. It was quite tragic. And, like, health is important. Please take care of your health, because the people who care about you want you to be healthy. And so I'm gonna do a stream on nutrition, and I'm gonna do a stream on physical exercise. So those are gonna be future streams. But yeah, if you're neglecting those things in favor of gaming, then that's a problem. Let's see here. Have you gained weight since becoming a gamer? Have you suffered any physical pains from intense gaming? And one of these days, I'm also going to do a stream on gamers' ergonomics. How to avoid being in pain while gaming. I think that's an important topic that is frequently neglected. And if you are in physical pain while gaming, then definitely take a look at that sooner rather than later. And there'll be a whole hour on that some other time. Have you suffered more financial problems since obsessively gaming? Okay, that's back to the finances. We already talked about that. When you want to spend time with friends, do you invite them to game? I don't really have a problem with that, but it depends on who your friends are. I mean, it's nice to be able to do things that aren't gaming. It's, it's fun to, especially when we can go out and see people in real life, then it's good to be able to do things with your friends that aren't gaming. But if that's the thing you guys like doing together, I don't really have a problem with it. It's nice to be able to occasionally do and talk about things other than gaming. Let's see here. Do you get angry and insulting with other players who make mistakes? So, pretty clearly, being mean to people is never okay, in my opinion. I mean, some streamers do it for laughs, and that is their shtick, but, when you're doing it in real life to real friends, it hurts if people are being mean to other people based on their gaming ability. So I would recommend avoiding that. And if it becomes no longer just a game, or especially if gaming is winning at all costs, even if the other person isn't very good at it, then you need to think about your social priorities in addition to that person. So it's like, when my uncle taught me to play chess when I was 6 years old, if he were to, teach me the rules of chess and then gloat a whole lot about beating me at chess and be obsessive about beating a 6-year-old at chess and really being mean to the 6-year-old when they're not good at chess or when they make mistakes and pointing out how stupid their mistakes are, that would kind of indicate a social problem. But if he was kind and taught me rules and helped me, then that's not a problem. So yeah, if you're mean to your friends while you're gaming, not nice. Okay, I need to figure out where these zombies are coming from and light the hills. Okay. But first, we slaughter. Try not to mess this up too much. Come on. No, I'm lagging. Okay. Lagging when you're harvesting is one thing. Lagging when you're fighting is another. Okay. Have you tried limiting game time by switching games? That's an interesting concept. Are the people in your life worried by your gaming? And it's something you should at least listen to, is when other people in your life, especially if you go beyond just like, because sometimes people don't understand gamers, but if you're in contact with other people who are gamers who are worried, then that starts to become something that you should listen to. Okay, oops, I just planted radishes in the wheat row. Oh well. It'll be all right. I can fix it after they're harvested. Okay. And it is time to take things to market, and it is time. That was the last question. Was are the people in your life worried by your gaming? And it is almost time to end the stream. So I am going to head back to a safe space and see, is there any questions, comments? Hi stream. Good night stream. I know some of you use me to go to sleep, so I hope you can sleep well. Let me do this, and actually I'm just going to completely disconnect there. And I got it ready, so I'm going to see, well, how many viewers do we have? Okay, we have 3 viewers. I'm going to try to do a raid. I got this ready in advance. I looked it up how to do it. Let's try raid channel. Nerdy is still going, and hopefully he won't mind if we raid him.